The one. Oh God, I've overwhelmed you. That's it. Have a look. That will do. That will do nicely. Bear with me. Oh, had my belt in the wrong hole. Oh, where's that gone? Ah. Well, good evening, darlings, and a very warm welcome, the warmest of welcomes to Thursday Night Live with me, Boaty, who's going to be coming into your eyes and your ears over the next 58 minutes directly from Windy Bottom here in the fabulous Peak District National Park. And as usual, it is nothing less than a sheer orgasmic joy to be here spending this time with you. And it's Mad Thursday, darlings. Anything goes tonight. You talk about it, you mention it, we will run with it. The weirder the better as far as I'm concerned. And thank you all for joining me. And sorry, I'm reading ahead again. Let's see who I've got. I've got Steve Cold. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Pingu Concord. Greetings, Count Botula. Have you recovered from your daytime adventure? Well, adventures. We've had 2 this week, haven't we? We were in Llandudno on Monday to get the fabulous Doris. Cheers, darlings. Yesterday we were in Norwich delivering the equally fabulous Dorothy to her wonderful new owner. And Dorothy's going to have a wonderful life. She really is. What a lucky little streetwise she is. And of course, Mustard's had another adventure on his own without me today. Because as some of you will have seen, there is nothing less than an MG ZS 180 on the Mustard and Boaty Cars sales fleet. So that's exciting. I've never driven one of those, and I'm very much looking forward to having a do in it and letting all you lot know what it's like. Barry is here, that guy from, yeah, I have pinged you. I feel quite well rested today. I've got a bit of washing up and laundry to catch up with and stuff. But I told you last night that I was going to try and have a jolly good old lie-in this morning, but that I'm not capable of doing it anymore like I used to. You know, I used to be able to sleep 12 hours, no problem at all. Get up at 1 o'clock. Can't do it now. And I knew it would be the same this morning. I woke up at 7-ish. As per normal, had a wee, went back to sleep, woke up at 8-ish, had a look out the window, and then did snoozes. And I had a dream. Don't panic. And in some weird YouTube thing, I was taken by surprise and presented with 2 of my cars from long ago that had been fully restored as a surprise present for me, and they were given to me to join the fleet. And they were Arnold, my very first car, Austin Ambassador, 2-litre HLS, registration FFD 526Y. So he was given to me. He was silver, by the way, but that was just sheer coincidence. And the other one was my Citroen CX 2-litre Athena, who didn't have a name, but who I loved very dearly indeed. And yeah, that was given to me as well. Now, that was also silver, but that was just pure coincidence. Pure coincidence. My first two cars were silver. Didn't have a silver one for a long time after that. And I just snoozed and whatnot. And I eventually came downstairs at 10 o'clock and got on with stuff. I feel absolutely fine, actually. Quite, quite enthused and excited about things. Oh, especially because my new toy. You'll see it in the Daily Diary. I'll give you a preview. I got a new toy. Again, don't panic. Check this out. It's a gumball, a thing so good they named a rally after it. Let me give you a. There you go. And you can twizzle the doings like that, and it's all electrified, and it's got buttons that you can press, and it can do other clever things as well. It can be you use it as a gimbal. It's an image stabilization thing, and this is motorized and electronic. So whatever you do with this, the picture stays exactly level, and you can extend it like that. So you can record yourself from far, far away, or you can do an up high shot, and you can, got to remember how to do this now. There we are. You can use it as a tripod. How good is that? I'm delighted with that. And you remember that I ordered those aerials and bits and pieces from China? Well, I ordered those about 3 weeks ago, and they've only just left China, I think. Whereas this I ordered from the same place about 4 days ago, and it's here. So I'm looking forward to having a jolly good play with that. As the actress said to the bishop. Now, where did I get to? Oh, yeah, Barry's here. Greetings, Boaty, and all you lovely people. And, Barry, it came today. It's in the Daily Diary. Thank you very, very much indeed. And a good suggestion in the letter as well. And I am going to do it, especially now I've got my walkie along gimbal selfie doings. Ross is here and says, hello, Boggs. Yes, indeed. I keep forgetting that we're all Boggs now. Not the most enticing sobriquet, but quite appropriate in many ways. So good evening, Ross. Hope you're well. Sorry, Ross, it's good morning for you, isn't it, my love? You're probably getting ready to go to work, or possibly McDonald's for breakfast. Carlos Fandango's Super Wide Wheels is here and says, evening, mofos. And that stands for mother followers. People who just follow mothers. You know, they just see them in Tesco and they follow them round. They're probably looking at their bottoms, and that's quite perverted. You shouldn't look at a mother's bottom in Tesco's. I mean, you could probably get away with it in Aldi or Lidl, but, well, actually, you could get away with it in Tesco's, but please don't do it in Sainsbury's. I don't need to tell you not to do it in Waitrose. You wouldn't get in because you're probably wearing tracksuit bottoms, and there's a dress code in Waitrose, thank goodness. Cheeseburger is here, the absolute master of shithousery. So we're all in for a treat. Evening all, and good evening to you, Cheeseburger. Jimmy Quinn is here. It's wonky, says Steve. It's not. It's not. Look at the... Oh, okay, it does look right. It doesn't look wonky on there. The picture is exactly lined up. It does look a bit wonky on here. But I wonked you and unwonked you. I mean, you've had a bloody good wonking at the beginning of this. And, oh, God, yeah, it does look well on the wonk, actually, doesn't it? Doesn't normally look that much on the wonk. Ah. Well, you're not as on the wonk as you look. That's all I can say. I mean, to me, you look perfectly unwonked. Skick says, oh, and good evening, Skick, by the way. Did anyone watch Captain Tom's Family tonight? Typical example of greed. Well, no, obviously I didn't, partly because I'm at work, partly because I don't watch television. I don't know specifically what that was about. Obviously, I'm aware of the scandal. I think that's a fair description, isn't it? Scandal over Captain Sir Tom, whatever his face is, daughter's been getting up to, and her husband with the charity in his name. It's a bit off, I suppose, really, isn't it? But there you go. That's people for you. I mean, you do look really on the wonk on this, but you totally don't look on the wonk on that. You look 100% totally level. So I don't know why you look as if you're on the wonk. Let's have a closer look at you. Brace yourselves. You could go maybe a little bit left hand down. Go on, I'll put you a bit left hand down. Oh, now you're well and truly overwonked. Oh no, that's totally wrong. Let's just see how it. Oh God, yeah, you've gone the wrong way, haven't you? You've gone the wrong way. Let's have you back this way, please. Have a look at that. Well, now you're too far the bloody other way. Let me just see what it looks like on here. Oh my God, that's awful. Just talk amongst yourselves. Oh, for God's sake. Right, sod it. You're staying like that. We can't waste too much time with this. We've only got a few minutes. I'm going to get the spirit level on you tomorrow morning. Just put his trousers on, says Cheeseburger. Was he cracking one off? No. No, Cheeseburger. I went upstairs for a wee. Oh, you do need to go left hand down. Oh. There. That's it. That's perfect. You stay in there. I went upstairs for a wee after I got home from work. Oh, now you need to go right hand down. Oh, just live with it. Never had this with the iPhone 6. I went upstairs for a wee and I put my belt onto the wrong hole and my trousers did not feel secure. So I just tweaked them up a bit. Hello, Elephant, says Project Nigel, who we know and love as Captain Mustard. New candles, says Cheeseburger. Yes, new candles indeed. Well spotted, that man. I went mad and bought them. Oh, actually, I say I bought them. I bought one of them. I inadvertently shoplifted the other one. I genuinely didn't mean to. This is in Tesco. I don't always have candles because to get the candles, I have to go to Tesco, right? And I don't always go to Tesco because it's not local. I have to go on the way home from work. And if I've got a live stream, then I don't have time to do that. But I got these on. I got these on Tuesday because I wasn't doing a live. I popped into Tesco. I had to get something else for Wednesdays. It happened, So I got some candles when I was there. And I went to the self-service till with my I had 2 candles and a packet of ibuprofen. And I scanned the candle and put it on the doings. And let me try and remember exactly what happened. And I put it on the doings, and it said, please put it back on the doings. Please replace the item on the doings. And I'm saying, well, it's there. It's on the doings. What's the matter with you? And it says, no, please put the item on the doings. So I thought, well, I put the other candle down there without scanning it, right? And it said, thank you very much. I'm okay with that. That's fine. Crack on. So I've got 2 candles on the doings. The thing is happy. But I've only scanned 1. So then I scanned my ibuprofen, and I thought, well, what do I do now? So I thought, sod it. So I paid for 1, took 2. Shoot me, arrest me, report me to the authorities. So either I got both candles half price, or I got buy 1, get 1 free. Oh, I don't know. The economic force that is shoplifting. I didn't mean to, but if they're stupid doings that they're going to introduce to put some poor cashier out of a job because we're all doing their job for them, if that tells me that it only wants me to pay for 1, I'm only going to pay for 1. Maybe it was a bonus because it knew I hadn't been in for a while. Anyway, there you are. Oh, hello. Elliot Safran. Giles says, hello there, yum-yums. And Safran, that's a model of Renault, isn't it? Is this one of these things where people put the name of their car into their own name? I can't cope with it. I absolutely cannot cope with it. It's only a micro it needs to go. Let's have a look. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, too far the other way. That'll do. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, that looks perfect now, actually. I mean, it won't on here, but it looks perfect on there. Well, it looked perfect before I started arsing about with it. Right, come on, then. Who's going to buy this ZS 180? Barry says, hi, Captain. Jimmy says the candles are not in line. I don't give a shit anymore. Mustard says, guess the 180's name. Oh, bloody hell, is this another car? You're on a roll here, Mustard. You named Dorothy, you named Doris, now you're naming the 180. When do I get a turn again? Jockey Wilson guesses cheeseburger. Oh, that's good, 180. Oh, yeah, 180. So, Jockey Wilson, Bobby George, not the one who was locked up for underage things, whatever it is now. Oh, that was Ted Hankey, wasn't it? The Count. John Lowe, my near neighbour. Oh, nice one, Cheeseman, says Mustard. Well, is that right then? I was right. Elliot Giles, YouTube channel, Renault Safran. Oh, jolly good. Hello, gaseous one, says Stephen S. Paul, and hello to the rest of you. Hope all is well. And we hope all is well with you, Stephen. Bad Books is with us. Diddly do. Oh, right. Yeah, I'm interested in that, Barry. I'm going to check out your channel for those aviation documentaries. Michael Gambon is a guest for the 180. The 180 is Eric Bristow, says Barry. Stephen S. Paul says gimbal. Why are you saying gimbal? Is the gumball a vibrator? No, it's a gumball. Apparently, that's what they are. A gumball is a image stabilizer. I don't know. Hubnut's got one, and look how many subscribers he's got. Now I've got one, I'll have 100,000 too. And a lovely fiance and some ready-made children and a portable folding piss house. Ugh. Oh, you'll get good film with that in the bath, says Steve Cole. Good idea. Stephen S. Paul says Hubnut was probably one of the first YouTubers who used a gumball on their videos. Oh, right, okay. Oh, well. We'll catch up eventually. Oh, and Cheeseburger says hubby has broken a few as well. Oh, has he now? Oh, well, I'm going to be careful with mine. I can't afford to break it. Check out a show called Fighter Pilot from the early 80s. Evening, Jason and all, says the lovely Joe. Cars with JC. And we're agreeing that Hubnut has broken some. Why are you all calling them gimbals? It's gumball. Apparently, he's broken quite a few of them. But Ross says he's broken more cars than he has gumballs. It wouldn't be wonky in the crooked house, says Cheeseburger. Oh, that's a trick. What's happening with the crooked house? Well, I mean, we know what's happening with it. It's burnt down, hasn't it? What's happened to the people that did it? Presumably for insurance purposes. I mean, it's a long, long time since I've been there, but it's one of those things a memory from childhood. It's nice to know it's there. I'm sad that it's gone. The Crooked House at Himley, as I've told you before, the first place I drove to after passing my driving test. Well, no, the first place I drove to was home. But that evening I drove to the Crooked House. Joe says, I see you and Paul have collected a lovely MG. We have indeed. We have indeed. A ZS 180, no less. Oh. Excuse me a second, darlings. One of my teeth is just falling out. Oh, there it goes. Oh, dear. Oh, well, better out than in. Oh, and it's another one in fine condition. I'm glad that's gone. It was hurting. We'll pop that over there for now. Oh, that's better. I can talk more easily now. Hang on, let me just have a feel around. Ah. Ah, there we are. Well, you don't get that on every live stream, do you? Is the 180 called Tony Green? Asked Bad Books. I don't know. We're waiting to find out, aren't we? Oh, Cheeseburger, I do love you sometimes. Captain Tom would be turning in his grave or doing a few laps of the garden. Oh, dear. Stephen S. Paul says she stole over 800 grand. And Bernie Eccleston has had a good day as well. Yeah, what's all that about? I saw some headlines, Cheeseburger. He's pleaded guilty to some form of fraud and copped for a suspended sentence. Is that right? Sorry, I'm lisping a bit now with another unwanted space in my mouth. Honestly, I'll be glad when they all fall out. And then I'll just sell the fleet, go to Turkey, get the full Hollywood smile. Looking forward to that. Oh, yeah, he avoided the slammer. Did he offer them a bung? Probably. Is he going to waste all of the hour fecking about with the camera? Is he short of material? No, but I can't. Oh, God, it annoys me. It annoys my OCD. And you need to go that way. You need to go that way a bit. And I can see it, but I can't get you exactly right. Willy Wonka would be proud of you, Boaty, says Bad Books. Enough of the wonkness, says Stephen S. Paul. Excuse me. Oh, hello, Ben's here. Coming, not soon, to a car show. Boaty's gimbling bimbles featuring the shambolic bay shuffling bomber. Oh, God, I love that. Ross says, Friday the 13th, dress scaredy day for my daughter's last day as she graduates high school. Where does the time go? Gosh, Ross, so you and my mate Chris, who I'm not sure if he's still in the UK or if he's on his way back to Australia or has landed back in Australia, you've both got daughters finishing school on the same day. Oh, right. And apparently it was 650 million for Eccleston to settle a 450 million bill. That's the result. New candles. Shame it isn't 4 candles, says Cheeseburger in an excellent Two Ronnies reference. Ben says, greetings, fellow Gimbets. Video title, Candles Bug Off. We will, we'll screenshot that. I love self-checkout, says Joe. You get some cracking deals. I think we all know what you're saying there, Joe. Boaty's next car is going to be called Oliver. Oh, that's a very good name for a car, actually. Hello, Simone is here, hooked on classics. How do? Title, When the Wonk Gets Right on Your Wick. Oh, that's a good one, actually. It's about as level as my left bollock, says Cheeseburger. I know it looks like that on the screen, but it doesn't look like that when I look at the device. You look, I'm going to get the pissing spirit level on it. Right. You can't see this, but I promise you that is 100% level. Yep. You and the table are, you're 100% level. So anyone can assess it in your own imagination. Dear, oh dear, the things I have to do. Where do I get to? Eccleston's got a 3-year-old kid. Either that or he got a lodger in. Mustard says, I name the cars I acquire. Oh, well, get you. Ooh, get you. Okay. Well, hang about. We acquired Doris and you named Doris. Admittedly, you acquired Dorothy. Oh, have you got a thing going with D's at the moment? Does that mean that the 180 is... Oh, I hope it's not a stupid bloody name you've given the 180. The new owner might feel... Why does the colour keeps changing on the wall? It's a very surreal night tonight. The colour's changing. You're all on the one. My teeth are falling out. God, what's going on? Eric Bristow, says Jimmy Quinn. Oh, Simone asked, how is everyone tonight? Ben says the Viking, Andy Fordham, R.I.P. Oh, God, is he dead? Oh, he is, isn't he? I forgot that. He was a big lad, wasn't he? Seemed like a nice chap. And very sensible names, says Bad Books about Mustard. They're not sensible. Well, they might be a little bit sensible. Looks a good car, says Skick. Cheeseburger says, Crooked House, not insurance. Site was cleared before insurance could inspect. All bricks are now secured under lock and key. Gosh. Boat is turning into the fly, says Ross. You will get sixpence tonight, says Jimmy. Somebody get Moti some dentures. Yes, please. I mean, I'd rather have the proper drilled-in jobs, but yeah, I'd settle for some dentures right now. Just checking I'm not bleeding, but I'm not. Hope the Tooth Fairy arrives, says Cheeseburger. Title, Dentistry, live with Dr. Boaty. Put it under your pillow for the Tutti Fairy, says Barry. Marcellus Gallo would be a good name for your car, Mustard, says Skick. Cheeseburger says Hammond's Opal was called Oliver. I remember that. I think the whole cottage is probably on the one, says John. Yeah, it totally is. More than one spirit living in that cupboard then. Nice one, Ross. I don't need a new bubble for my spirit level. Thank you very much. Oh, God, no, Jimmy saying my condiments don't look right. What's the matter with them? Dear, oh dear. Going with the current D theme, says Ben, it'll probably be Dilbert the ZS. I dread to think. Phil de Power Taylor, and glad to see you made it home safe and sound, says Black Lions. Well, thank you very much for that. And I've now reached the end of your comments, and it's only 31 minutes past. The colour's going all weird. Or is that just on that screen? Is it okay on this screen? I don't know what's going on tonight. I really don't. So come on, guys, what we're going to talk about for the next half an hour. I'm going to leave it entirely up to you while I inspect this. Look. It's in perfect nick. No decay, no nothing. What a shame. Oh well. I will put it under my pillow tonight. Oh, now then. On to some serious matters. Oh, hello. You didn't read mine, says Simone. Oh, did I miss one of yours? I thought I read them. Let me have a look. I read that one. I read when you said hello. I think I did. Oh, maybe that's the one I missed. How do? I did read the one where you said how do and hello. And yeah, I don't think I've missed any others unless it's hidden from me. Title, The Wonky 180. Oh, that's not bad. The bubble in the spirit level is on the wonk. Shall we all slag off Boaty for 30 minutes, says Cheeseburger. Well, why change the habits of a bloody lifetime? Number nine, says James Wilson. I've got no idea what that's all about. Although 9 does rhyme with wine, so perhaps it's telling me to top my wine up. And that's a good idea. Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to tell you. Your thoughts and prayers are needed, darlings. Tomorrow is going to be a very big day for Miss Boo, the Freelander 1 facelift HSE TD4 MOT time. So thoughts and prayers, please. Keep everything crossed at 2 p.m. When she is going in for MOT. Now, obviously, I've alerted the scrap man that there might be incoming at 3 p.m. But, fingers crossed, we'll see. Drill a hole in the tooth and make a necklace and add as they fall out. Well, that's something to do with them, I suppose. God almighty. How to make myself up even more undesirable than I am now. Make a necklace out of my own knackered teeth. Barry says, what's the most epic hangover cure you've... What's the most epic hangover you've ever had? God, I don't know. I think like most people, I didn't really have a hangover until I hit my 40s. Either that's because you don't get hangovers when you're younger or just you never sober up for long enough. The most epic hangover. I genuinely can't think of one. That's boring, isn't it? I mean, I can think of periods of epic drunkenness, but not hangovers. No, I can't really think. Well, you haven't listened to Revolution 9 by the Beatles then, have you? Quite possibly not. My cat has more teeth than Boaty, says Cheeseburger. Cheeseburger, the rate I'm going, bloody everybody's going to have more bleeding teeth than me. Bloody hell. Any news on Joseph? Right, yeah, Joe news. He's still with us. It's all a bit sad. His body is gradually shutting down. I think he's lost all mobility from the waist down now. He put up quite a poignant post about how it seems to be impossible for him to die with any degree of dignity. He came into the world helpless and needing to wear the nappy, and he's going out of the world helpless and needing to wear the nappy. He still seems sharp as a tack. He's talking about needing his pain medications upped. And, you know, from experience of working in palliative care, then once you start up in the meds over a certain level, then, and, you know, you're talking about heavy duty meds. Basically, you're talking about a morphine derivative, probably Oromorph, and as I think I've mentioned before, it ceases to be about pain relief, and it becomes, oh God, it's like aiding the process, because, you know, once the meds go over a certain level, then they just, you know, you're just unconscious and you slip away whilst you're unconscious, hopefully dreaming wonderful things. So, you know, it's all heading in the inevitable direction, and it's sad, and it's heartbreaking actually to see some of the posts. But he's still with us. He's still sharp as a tack. But yeah, things are progressing sadly in the way that is, oh, very sadly inevitable. Derek the 180, says Simone. I didn't know cars rusted over there, says Steve Nespal, who's fantastically taken the piss. My worst hangover was after drinking a bottle of Pernod. It lasted for 4 days. Yeah, I've heard that. Oh, actually, I can remember my worst hangover now. Now you've mentioned that. It was when Richard celebrated the birth of his firstborn, when Holly was born. And we went to the What's It at Lapworth. Cheeseburger, help me out. It was kind of, we used it as our local. It wasn't local at all. It was in Lapworth. The boot at Lapworth. So we went there when Holly was born to wet the baby's head. And yeah, so me and Richard went, and all of the Birmingham-based motor traders were invited. And it's one of the few occasions in my life. Richard, for once, wasn't being a skinflint. You know, your firstborn is born. He unusually unlocked his wallet, put some money behind the bar, and we drank the best champagne. And it's one of the relatively few occasions in my life where I've had the opportunity to drink really excellent champagne, literally by the pint. And yeah, the hangover from that, if you drink champagne sufficiently, for whatever reason, it leaves you like a dried out chamois leather. I've never been so dehydrated in my life. I'd forgotten all about that. And the Pernod thing reminded me. Are you still in pain from toothache, or has that solved it? Yeah, I am still in pain. That one wasn't hurting chronically. It was hurting under movement, which meant that hopefully I'll be able to eat a sandwich now. I've not been able to bite into anything because that one was particularly loose, you know, in the last stages of clinging on. Then I couldn't really bite down on anything because that did cause pain, but it wasn't causing chronic pain, only when it was shifted about a bit, but that'll be easier. Ironically, the toothache I've been suffering from most recently is here in an area where I don't have a tooth. And I know that sounds bizarre. I've got a root, but not a tooth. And that's the one that's been playing up for the last 10 days or 2 weeks. Although, touch wood, it has eased off over the last couple of days. I mean, there's a million reasons for all of this going on. I've gone into it all before. I couldn't get the treatment I needed when I was a kid because of my MH. So my mouth was overcrowded with teeth. Add in receding gums, and there are going to be problems. I smoke, that probably doesn't help. There's probably gum disease going on some level. But I always knew this was going to happen, except to be honest, I thought I'd die before it started to happen. I didn't expect to live until my 50s. I didn't expect to reach my 40s. I was really grateful to live through my 30s. Bear in mind that none of my siblings made it past 13. So I thought 30 was really going some. Hitting 50 is bloody amazing. I'm really grateful for it and I'm loving it. Life is brilliant at the moment. And yeah. So I figure, let the buggers fall out. And I'm sure they all will. And seriously, I will go to Turkey and I'll just get that 4-in-1 implant thing where you get the whole job bodged on there. I'm all in favor of that. I mean, I've never had rotten teeth. I've never had to have a filling or anything like that. But I've never had good teeth. I've never had attractive teeth. So maybe living so long that my teeth fall out mean that for once in my life before I die, I can have perfect teeth. I mean, they won't be real. They won't be the ones I was born with, but who gives a flying ass? They'll look amazing. Oh, you have to laugh, don't you? Black Lion says, vodka and Red Bull had me passed out in an ambulance. Can't stand the smell nowadays. What, the smell of an ambulance? Bad luck on the tooth, says John. But a 50-year dairy-free diet doesn't provide any calcium intake. I'm not entirely dairy-free. I do have butter, so I'm not entirely dairy-free. And it's, I mean, I take the point, but I don't think it's, you know, quite honestly, it's nothing to do with that. I mean, even when my teeth were in brilliant nick when I was younger, they were a bit all over the place because there were too many of them. When I was a teenager, I needed to have 2 removed, braces on to space the others out, so they had room to luxuriate and stretch out, and they just wouldn't do it. They just wouldn't do it because of the malignant hyperpyrexia, and you know, to be honest, as much as I could when I was a child, I kind of agreed with that. And I presume my parents did too, because when your siblings die after having an anesthetic, and you've been through a process which says that you've got the same thing they had, but you've got it worse, and then they say, we're not going to give you an anesthetic, you kind of think, well, great, suits me. Only one of them tried to persuade me, and he said, are you sure? Because one day you will notice girls. Have you started to notice girls yet? I said, yeah, they're the ones that keep asking for money and dance backwards. Oh dear, but there we are. God bless Joe, says Cheeseburger. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, it's hard to watch, isn't it? It's hard to watch. It's, again, I've spoken about this before. It's so different. Many things are so different in this social media day and age. And that's one of them, that you get to die with your friends and acquaintances. And I think on the whole, it's probably a good thing. You know, people used to hide away and die in private. And, you know, I want to die with, I mean, please God, it doesn't come for a long time yet. I mean, I didn't expect to make it to my 30s, but now I've made it into my 50s. I want to hang around for as long as possible. I'm loving life at the moment. Life is great. It's really exciting. It is. It's grand. Everything is finally worked out. I love where I live. I love my life. I love every day. So yeah, I don't want it to end anytime soon. And I don't care if my body is becoming a wreck. I will grow old disgracefully. Like I said before, it's a last of the summer wine thing. I love that idea. You know, you grow old, but you don't grow up. I got into a drinking contest with my cousin, says Barry. Uh, we watched Goodfellas and drank shots when Joe Pesci swore. Right, okay. Oh dear, 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 dear. Blackline says my dad passed away last year from throat cancer, and it was the overdose that killed him. Trying to keep him out of pain. Well, yeah, that's kind of how it works. In my experience, nobody is allowed to die in pain. Not under those circumstances. Anyway, there's some stuff I could talk about, but it would get very, very dodgy indeed. And I don't know how much I can safely say. Morphine is a controlled substance. It has to be signed off by two people. But how can I say this? Well, I'm not going to mention any names. Okay, if you work in a palliative care environment or an environment where palliative care is a regular thing, so it needn't be a hospice, could be a nursing home like the environment that I worked in. Now, when somebody is well and truly away with the fairies in the last stages, then the morphine is, oh, I can't say this. It's possible to, even though it's a heavily controlled substance, has to be signed off, so on and so on and so on. It's not impossible to build up a little stockpile. And if somebody is in a theoretical situation, I'm not saying this has ever happened or I've ever witnessed it or been part of it. If somebody is genuinely suffering and in pain and aware of the pain, and you've got a little bit extra, then what are you going to do? Are you going to just inject the prescribed amount, which they're already on and which isn't managing their pain? Or are you going to shove that little bit extra that was tucked away in so that they're out of pain and they slip away? Theoretical question. I'm sure it's never happened. I've certainly never seen it. Stephen S. Paul says the lack of teeth indicates that Boaty in the not too distant past was a bit of a street fighter. I was a street fighter, but that's got nothing to do with the lack of teeth. If you want to see that I was a street fighter, or not averse to it, I work doors, not averse to a scrap on the cobbles. Just look at my hands. No knuckle there. The knuckle's somewhere down there. That knuckle's knackered. That knuckle's broken in two. That knuckle's missing. I've got boxes, fractures all down both hands. My hands are knackered. But the lack of teeth has got sod all to do with that. Although it'd be a better story, wouldn't it? I used to drink Pernod, says Simone. James says it'll be a year tomorrow since I lost my granddad, the man who was like a father to me. I miss him every day. And I'm sure we all feel that pain. We're all of an age. Well, James is a very, very young chap, but we've all experienced loss, and we carry that loss with us, don't we? They might move from being in the forefront of our memory to somewhere a little bit further back, but the thought of them never leave us. I think about my siblings, my mother and father every day. I don't obsess over them. I don't grieve so much, really. The grieving process is a thing you go through. It's a cycle, isn't it? You come, you go. They come, they go, and God knows you miss them. So what can you take from that? Just make the most of them while they're there, I suppose, is the only thing that you can say. One like from me, says Ross. Come on, peeps. How many likes have I got? Well, I'm showing 7, and there are 24 of you watching. So really, I would have hoped to have had 24, but no, there we are. Not that I obsess over these things. I know a lot of people do. But when people point it out, I think, well, yeah. So if I've got 7 likes and there are 24 of you watching, that means that 14 of you who are watching this are not liking it, and you're watching it and not enjoying it, which is perfectly understandable, I suppose. And I would like to apologize to you and tell you that tonight I will mostly be eating noodles, and tomorrow I will absolutely 100% be eating pie and mash. So there you go, that'll teach you. The boot at Lapworth, very posh. It was a bit posh, I suppose. Pernod was my choice of drink in my teens, says Simone. In my 20s, it was Tia Maria, and in my 30s, it was white and dark rum. And now in my 40s, I drink tea. What is MH, says Black Lines? Malignant hyperpyrexia. It's a reaction to certain things. It's like an extreme allergy, and it is quite rapidly and unpleasantly fatal. So it's a reaction to certain things, and anesthetics is one of the things that it's a reaction to, which is where things get awkward. And basically, the reaction that you get is your body heat becomes uncontrollable, your temperature rises and rises and rises until your heart explodes, which is not a good thing. So basically, I understand it's more manageable now. But basically, when I was a child, it meant that if you had an anesthetic, the probability was that you were going to die. So quite understandably, they the people were not keen to administer anesthetics. Now, things have changed, I'm sure. I'm way out of touch. And I'm sure it might be much easily more managed now. But back in my day, it wasn't. So I was never going to get an anesthetic, whether I wanted to or not, unless it was literally a life or death situation. And my teeth weren't, and my polyps weren't, and my badly broken nose wasn't, and many other things. So there you go. I've told the story a million times before. Very, very quickly, because we're coming towards the end. My brother Mark, with a C, not a K, was the first officially recorded MH death. Previous to that, then there were just unexplained deaths whilst on the operating table or subsequently. A chap called Professor Ellis, based in Switzerland, that was researching this. And Mark was, not at the time of his death, Mark, my brother, had a tonsillectomy and died. And at the time of his death, it was unexplained, one of those things, one of those risks that happen with an operation. Subsequently, and following an exhumation, he was recorded as an MH death. And then I was one of the guinea pigs that was hoisted off for surgery, which was an insane risk in my mind, given that you can't have bloody anesthetic. But Professor Ellis thought that he could come up with if he was right, then he could come up with an anesthetic agent that didn't contain the trigger. And also bearing in mind that they knew the likelihood of a response, then full cooling facilities were on hand. So that's intravenous cooling, bed of ice, so on and so. So they knew what they were in for. And at the age of 4, I was taken off to this specialized clinic, and they did a biopsy. They cut my leg from there to there. They took a bloody great chunk out of it to ascertain whether I had MH, because it's what's it? Not familial. It's I can't remember the word. It's like diarrhea. It flows in the genes. Hereditary. Thank you. So yeah, I had the biopsy. I had a reaction to the anesthetic. Because they were prepared, I didn't die. I just had to spend about 9 months in a wheelchair. And there you go. So I was highly positive. As times went on, then my family, that I don't really have anything to do with anymore, apart from my second cousin Helen, when they got around to having it done, and they just had tiny little thing there. If you look at me, it looks as if I've been in a car crash and I was lucky not to lose my leg. But there we are. That's what MH is. I need to give you a big hug, mate, says Mustard. Oh, okay. Skick says, Boaty, if you contact the Dentist University in Liverpool, they work on people like you to show the student. What do you mean, people like me? Poverty-stricken, toothless wonders. Oh, dear. But in fairness, somebody else mentioned something about that, and thank you, Skick. It's something that I really should look into, and I'll take the hug, Mustard. I will take that hug. Hugs are underrated, says Simone. Yeah, again, it's a story I've told you that I was never tactile. I was brought up not in that kind of way of doing things, and it lasted well into adulthood. And I've told you before. Even with girlfriends and partners and fiancés and wives and whatnot, I just wasn't tactile. And the idea of hugging another man was an anathema to me. I mean, a handshake at a push. I never hugged my father. In all of my life, my father and I never hugged. We only shook hands twice. And once was the night before my wedding. That he didn't come to. God, bloody hell, they should make some sort of film or documentary about me. But yeah, I've told you that the time I got into being tactile and man hugs and whatnot was at an NHS conference in London, where the keynote speaker, or the main keynote speaker, Jermaine Greer, also spoke, and she was very good. The main keynote speaker was, what's his name? Patch Adams. Robin Williams played him in a film. And I won't do the whole story again because you've all heard it, but he was talking to my wife and therefore to me afterwards. And, we had a drink and whatnot. And when we were saying goodbye, he went to hug me and I went, and he kind of laughed and basically psychoanalyzed me on the hoof at the bar. And at the end of that, we had a nice hug. And I haven't looked back since. I've hugged lots of people. Especially Neil. Neil gives a good hug. I recommend Neil's hugs. I hugged Gopi. When Gopi... when on Gopi's last night, I hugged Gopi. And I'm so glad I can do that now. I'm so glad that, I was so, I probably came across as a bit cold previously. And I'm not a cold person, I'm a warm person. It's just I'm a product of my upbringing and environment. But I'm not anymore. Now I'm a hugger. I can hug, I can do that, and I enjoy it. John's here. John Stoodley. Hey, Boaty. Hey, chat. Hello to you. Cheeseburger. Skick. He can leave his mouth to medical science. You and I need to get drunk together, Cheeseburger. I want to get my own back. Skick says, as a very young child, I had, tetracycline staining, which was caused by an antibiotic for whooping cough. Since then, I've spent thousands on my mouth. And Liverpool University did loads free of charge. Oh, brilliant. Rob, that's a good shout. Then I will genuinely investigate that. And thank you for the idea. James says, if I reach double my age, I would like to be happily married for a good amount of years, a great husband to someone and a great dad to about 23 children. To about 2 to 3 children. Be careful what you wish for, mate. Cheeseburger says, James, the wife's mother is nearly 83 and despairing in front of us. Oh, dear. Lost my dad 25 years ago when he was 54. Oh, it's tough. You will get through. And then, James, you don't want 3 kids. Trust me on that one. Yeah, well, I did 4. Cheeseburger says, my dad had some morphine help and we were grateful. That's what it comes down to. You would have to have, when there's a human being there in front of you and they're in the kind of pain that only very few things can bring, what do you do? What do you do? And it's not as if, the end is inevitable. The end is inevitable. It's just how they reach it. And do you let them reach it in agony or do you let them reach it in peace? There's only one answer, really, but that's theoretical, as is Cheeseburger's situation. We have a type of assisted suicide here, says Ross, but it does require medical approval. But a very sympathetic thing, I think. Oh, there's a discussion, a full discussion to have another night, because you know that I've got history with my mum. Title, it was an intense night with a tooth fairy that finished him off. Oh, dear. Knuckles are shot, says Cheeseburger. Teeth are falling out and you're seedless. Oh, you bastard. You absolute swine, Cheeseburger. I mean, accurate, but first division shithousery there, my dear boy. You've got to stand back and admire that. I'm going to read that out again because it's brilliant. And then I'm going to go because it is that time where we ate and went to bed. Or you just go to bed and I eat. I'm hungry tonight. What did I have for lunch? I can't remember. Actually, what did I have for lunch? Oh, I do remember now. It was a good lunch as well. I enjoyed that. Haven't had it for ages. Should have it more often. But I am hungry and I'm going to make some amazing noodles tonight. I bought some really good bits and pieces. They're going to be good noodles. You watch this space. I will read that out again. Knuckles are shot, teeth are falling out, and you're seedless. Other than that, you're doing well. I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm laughing. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Oh, thanks, Russ. I'm up to 14 likes. Oh, thank you. That's because there's no dislike button, says Russ. There is a dislike button, but don't you dare press it. Oh, dear. Grief is horrid, says Joe. Yeah, it is. It really is. It really is. I like the stream this afternoon, says Cheeseburger. Can't unlike now. Oh, you mean when I first set it up? Thank you. I noticed two of you did like it before it actually started. I'm grateful for that. Oh, dear. Oh, hang on. Now we're talking about debt and student debt. Video title, let's talk about death. Hereditary, says Brad Books. Am I behind on comments? I need to go as well. So glad Dorothy went to an MG Rover specialist. Me too. Boxing, fucking hell, Cheeseburger. God, there's no stopping you tonight, is there? Boxing name, the Toothless Tosser. Oh, deja vu, Patch Adams says, Skick. I know I've told that story before. Boaty wins fatality. Cheeseburger says, hugged people. You've podged a few as well. Do you keep a score? No. People ask about that. Yeah, people do ask about the overall number. And no, I've never kept a score. Apart from, there was a year where we had, me and Rich had a challenge. It was before either of us were married. And we had a challenge to do 365 different people in a calendar year. And neither of us did it, but we both got very close. I don't know what the total number is, quite high, possibly above average. Oh, God. Oh, Barry. Both of my parents died before I was 20. Oh, dear. Well, good night, all, says Black Lines. I'm suitably depressed now. We do need to get together for a beer, mate. Totally, Cheeseburger. Do we need to chip in for a Boaty blender as time goes by? Yeah, I'm going to have to survive on soup, aren't I? Get me some dentures. Get me some second-hand dentures. Nick them off a corpse. They can't put any worse than my teeth, can they? I can't believe a tooth fell out on a live stream. Oh, God, and what a little beauty as well. I actually think I probably look better now because the one that came out was the one that is seriously on the wonk here at the bottom, and it was sticking kind of forward. Very unsightly. So my bottom teeth, and I've not lost any teeth on the bottom, my bottom teeth probably look perfect now. The only problem is, and if that was that, it would be job done. Great. The wonky one has come out. It's left the ones that are all in the right position. There are none missing. That would be lovely. The only problem is that the wonky one was growing in the same place as the proper one. And the proper one is really quite loose. So at some point, probably in the not too distant future, this one, yeah, that is loose. That one's going to come out as well. So I'm going to have a gap at the bottom to match a gap at the top. And more gaps to come, no doubt. Oh, dear. Skick says, Boat, what I want you to do is to get the swelling looked at on your neck. Will be a bit stressful, but you will be glad when it's sorted. Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, I know I should do something about that. Oh, I don't like going to the doctors. We should meet up with Boaty, the three amigos. Yeah, totally. What? Okay. Oh, hello. Andrew's here. Is baby... Oh, Birmingham Dental Hospital. Barry Scratch says, I've had my teeth sorted. It wasn't pleasant. Birmingham Dental Hospital. I know Birmingham Dental Hospital very well. Because of my MH, my dental care, such as it was, all took place at Birmingham Dental Hospital. And the thing that I remember about that, there are two things I remember about the dental hospital. One is that it had those lifts that have got no doors and they never stop. They just continually go up, down, and probably around. And you have to just step onto them while they're moving. And there are no doors or anything. Health and safety nightmare. You'd never get away with it now. I bet they're not there anymore, but they were when I was a kid. And the other thing is that when you look out of the window, you could see that flyover. And I can't remember the name of it, but one of the flyovers in Birmingham. If you've had more podgers than cars in your life, then is that a good or a bad thing? Good. And then Russ also asked, my wife asks why I keep changing cars. I said, it's them or you. Cheeseburger says you should run a sweep. Which tooth is falling out next? Okay. Well, have a guess, everybody, which tooth is falling out next. And I'll give you a clue. It's between that one and that one. The sticky outy one at the top, that is well loose. And the one behind the sticky out one at the bottom, which is now over there, that one's loose as well. So they're going to be the next two to go. But you're welcome to bet on which one's going to be first, top or bottom. God almighty. Boaty's budgie biters. Oh, it's the Aston Expressway. That's the one. Oh, or the Camp Hill flyover, says Cheeseburger. It's the Camp Hill flyover, isn't it? I think. The Aston Expressway kind of, oh God, I don't know. It's one of them. I just remember the dental hospital very, very well. I dreaded it. Absolutely dreaded it. I think we all dread the dentist, don't we? But there was there was always an addition, and that's why this cyst here, that's why I've not been and got sorted that out, because at the grand old age of 52, I've still got the mindset from when I was a kid. Now you imagine if you're a very young child and your family, the people that you love, they go to the doctors, they go to hospital and they die. Well, not unnaturally, I've never been very keen on going to the doctors or going to the hospital. Oh, the Camp Hill flyover is gone. Big breath. Right, come on, darling. Say your good night to all you 24 people watching. And thank you for watching. I did know that, James. I did know that was Freddie Mercury's real name. Yeah, Farouk Balsamic. Right, my loves. Yes, I need to go and get something to eat. I should have a sandwich instead. I should abandon the noodles, have a sandwich, because I could actually eat it now. I could actually bite into it. Oh, mate. Oh, I tell you what. I'll have a sausage. I haven't done this for about a year. I'll do an amazing sausage, bacon, and tomato sandwich on Saturday. I'll go to the posh farm shop. I'll get some amazing sausages, some beautiful bacon, and some freshly baked bread. Thank you, Cheeseburger. Hope you have a good weekend too. Good night, John. Thank you for joining us. Good night, Andrew. Thank you for being here. Thank you all for being here. And thank you for keeping me company throughout the week. On Monday, when we went to Llandudno, on the various lives yesterday, on the long old road to Norwich. Not much happening over the weekend. Going to be a quietish one for me. Nothing of note. Fingers crossed for Miss Boo in her MOT tomorrow. And Monday, if the MOT goes well, then Monday will be Mustard coming down here first thing Monday, bringing the old Freelander, and then he and I will be going back to the yard in Dicker Dum Dum, and he will be doing a very extended test drive and review. Oh, God. I'm so sorry. I know I don't know your Tuesday Cheeseburger. I did one Wednesday afternoon. You had your extra one. I hope the MOT passes too. I'll be gutted if. Oh well, yeah. What will be will be. We'll see. We'll see. But I'm hoping. I'm keeping the fingers crossed. Um, what was I saying? Diddly do. Oh yeah, Monday. And then there will be hopefully, and we've not done this for ages. There'll be a Mustard and Boaty do lunch, and it's his turn to pay, and it will be in Mr. George Roger Boaty, and I'm really looking forward to that. I'm genuinely really looking. I miss our lunches. I love the road trips, but I love the lunches as well. And hopefully on Monday I will be doing test drives and reviews in Toby Charles and possibly now in the ZS 180 that we don't know what name it's got. Good luck, Boo, says Joe. Wednesday, you were asleep, says Cheeseburger. Yeah, just a bit. Right, that's it, darling. Good night, Russ, and good night to all of you. Thank you so much for your company. Thank you for your support. I wish you all a safe and peaceful night. Have the best day it can tomorrow and have an amazing weekend. You know what? I tell you what then, Cheeseburger. I'll do a live at lunchtime over the weekend. I promise. Not sure if it'll be Saturday or Sunday, but I will do one over the weekend, and that will make up for the missed one on Tuesday night. So if you can make that, I'll see you then. If not, I will see you live on Monday, but there will be daily diaries going out every Sorry, Cheeseburger. But there will be daily diaries going out every day, of course, and there will be adventures with the gimbal and all sorts of other excitement and stuff. And don't forget to bet on which is going to be the next tooth to fall out. All right, darlings, you take great care of yourselves. Much love to you all, and good night, and thank you so much. See you next time.